This is a short video about the most vitally important questions in life and answers from a new science called positive psychology, an emerging field that explores the science of how to live well. What are the circumstances that truly create happiness? What enables some people to do really well in life, while for others it seems to be much more of a struggle? How do some individuals set inspiring goals and then have the psychological resources to reach them? And how do others learn to be contented with their lives just as they are? For those who seek new directions, what factors really help people to change? And how do some people have the resilience to bounce back from the inevitable hardships that arise? In all, what can we learn from the very happiest people that can help the rest of us experience the same? Positive psychologists have extensively researched these questions. What they have discovered has illuminated a roadmap of sorts for achieving a more fulfilling, meaningful, and satisfying life. Certainly, life is not a picnic. There will always be difficult challenges, always boulders in our paths, and inevitably sorrow and loss. We can't change these facts of life, but the key is that we can change how we respond to these challenges. Do you know people who always seem to bounce back well from difficult times? Take a moment to think about them. Picture them in detail. What qualities do they have that enable them to be so resilient? How do they tend to talk about what's going on in their lives? And how do they respond when times get tough? Now, broaden your thinking to the bigger picture. What makes people happy and fulfilled in life? What makes us come fully alive? And what makes us truly flourish? We may remember what it felt like to be at our best, but we may not be quite so sure just how we got there. So how can we know what are the best pathways toward a thriving life? Enter positive psychology. In 1998, a psychologist named Martin Seligman thought it was about time we used empirical science to test what behaviors truly lead to happiness. As president of the American Psychology Association, he realized that psychologists should be just as concerned with strengths as with weaknesses, just as interested in building the best things in life as repairing damage, and just as concerned with nurturing talent and making the lives of people fulfilling as with healing mental illness. Seligman encouraged applying the same empirical methods that have been productive in understanding mental illness in order to learn more about what makes people truly flourish. Over the last 10 years, a multitude of theories on well-being have been proposed and tested. As a result, positive interventions have been created and evaluated that can be used to increase our sense of fulfillment and happiness in life. Two important conclusions emerged out of this growing body of knowledge. First, happiness doesn't just feel good. Its benefits extend to all domains of our life. Happy people tend to live longer, make more money, have better relationships, and contribute more productively to society. Second, happiness can be increased through intentional behaviors that any of us can draw upon. In the Zone Positive series, we will explore the findings and applications that have emerged from the cutting-edge field of positive psychology. These lessons will come together to present a comprehensive roadmap to a life well lived. For each topic, we will discuss the science behind the findings and offer practical steps you can take to actualize your potential, increase your productivity, and enhance your overall sense of meaning and fulfillment in life. As an overview, positive psychology is organized around 5 core ingredients, or pathways to a life well lived: character strengths, positive emotions, engagement, meaning and purpose, and positive relationships. Let's now briefly visit each of these elements. Number 1. Drawing on character strengths. One of the fundamental principles of positive psychology entails a focus on what each of us naturally does well, as opposed to a cultural bias to shore up our perceived weaknesses. When we think of self-improvement, what most often comes to mind is trying to change the things that we feel we don't do so well. Yet, positive psychology offers an alternative vision, whereby life satisfaction is arrived at through an understanding and application of our natural character strengths. In this lesson, we will discuss the research behind the importance of a strengths-based approach. Everyone is endowed with a unique portfolio of strengths that can be actualized in the world. You will be introduced to powerful self-assessment tools that can help you familiarize yourself with your own individual set of character strengths. Finally, this lesson will discuss the best approaches to applying your strengths in action. Number 2. Positive emotions. As human beings, we experience a wide range of emotions each day, from the positive ones, such as joy and contentment, to the negative ones, such as anger and fear. It turns out that maintaining a high ratio of positive to negative emotions is one of the most important practices that you can engage in to improve your life. Positive emotions not only feel good, but they are essential to our overall well-being. As we will see in this lesson, the benefits of a high positivity ratio extend to physical health, intellectual growth, productivity, and success in relationships. Drawing on research from evolutionary psychology, it will discuss the roles positive and negative emotions have come to play in our lives, and it will offer you practical approaches to increase positive emotions and to decrease negative ones in your life. Number 3. Engagement. No, this theory does not involve proposals, diamond rings, and rites of marriage. It entails what psychologists have learned by studying moments when people are at their best and feel most alive, when they are in a state called flow. These moments of flow usually don't arise when people are sitting around watching television. Instead, they occur when we are involved in activities that have just the right level of challenge to keep our interest. Flow experiences not only are engaging and enjoyable, they help us to grow and to expand our individual capabilities. Think of the moments when you have been so immersed in an activity that hours have flown by under your nose, or when you found something so gratifying that you could hardly wait to get back to doing it. This lesson on engagement demonstrates how you can set up the conditions that make the experiences of flow more likely and frequent in your life. Number 4. Meaning and purpose. It is no surprise that a sense of meaning matters and is crucial to a life well lived. A sense of meaning, however, is highly subjective. It is incumbent upon each of us to create meaning and purpose in our lives. Research shows how seemingly small tasks can carry tremendous personal meaning if they connect to something larger. Yet today's distracted, high-octane world can present a particular challenge in terms of constructing meaning of life. Take a moment and think to yourself, what do you stand for? What do you find meaningful in your world? This lesson will demonstrate not only the importance of a sense of meaning in your life, but will explore effective approaches you can employ to help create meaning and identify purpose in your life. Number 5. Positive relationships. Our last core pathway involves social connectivity. What sets apart the truly happiest people? They aren't more religious, they aren't better looking, and they don't have more money, but they are more sociable. One of the most consistent findings from positive psychology is that other people matter to our own well-being. The happiest people have webs of positive relationships that surround and support them. They tend to be more likely to trust others, forge meaningful connections, and succeed at work and in love. Take a moment to reflect on the relationships in your life. This lesson will perhaps give you a newfound appreciation for those connections that constitute your social web. It will provide dramatic research on the importance of positive relationships to your well-being, and it will offer practical ways you can enhance your present relationships and create new meaningful ones going forward. These 5 core theories serve as the cornerstone of the science of a life well lived. However, they constitute only a section of the research on well-being that has emerged from the field of positive psychology. In the Zone Positive series, we will be delving deeper into the findings of what makes people flourish in life. For example, in one lesson, we'll be exploring the surprising power of a practice of gratitude in life. Another lesson will be dedicated to investigating the process of positive change. In it, you will learn how to best let go of those chronically unproductive habits and replace them with more effective ones in engendering the changes you desire. In this series, we will also explore the science behind self-motivation and self-efficacy. You will be shown the most proven psychological tools for developing the will, self-reliance, and discipline to shape the world according to your vision. Another lesson will discuss how to become more resilient in the face of those obstacles that inevitably will show up in your path. And remember, this is beyond folk wisdom or time-honored common sense. The findings in these lessons are all supported by sound, empirical research. At Zone Positive, we ultimately aim to provide you with an in-depth voyage into the mindset of the successful and happy individual. Whether you are a coach interested in adding a powerful arsenal of tools to your practice, or an employer looking to create a more harmonious and productive workplace, or just someone who wants more out of life or who is looking to feel better, you will gain a deep understanding of the psychological factors that most directly contribute to a flourishing individual or organization, and you will be introduced to the most effective, groundbreaking applications that you can utilize to create more meaning, fulfillment, and joy in your life. Not sure where to begin? We recommend that you start by taking our lesson on character strengths. Welcome to Zone Positive.